This is a demonstration of Flip4Mac.
By now, you've probably noticed a major difference in Michigan's work zone speed limits this year. I'm First Lieutenant Thad Peterson of the State Police Traffic Services Section, and over the next few minutes, I'll give you the information you need as a police officer to understand the reasoning for these new speed limits, and I'll explain the recommended method for enforcing them. The new
This
sign,
is a
"Where
demonstration
Workers Present
of
45,"
Flip4Mac.
represents a significant change from years past that will hopefully help to take Michigan to the next level in both work zone safety and in the safety of our overall highway system. In the past, work zone speed limits have run the gamut from no speed reduction at all to blanket 45-mile-per-hour speed limits throughout entire zones, even where no lanes were closed and no workers were in the zone. Implementation of all these different work zone speed limit configurations
This
has
is a
provided
demonstration
ample
of
opportunities to
Flip4Mac.
discover which approaches truly work. One fact has become clear. When speed limits reflect the behavior of normal drivers, traffic safety is optimized. Until recently, the failure to fully analyze the characteristics of work zone crashes in Michigan has caused significant misunderstanding of the actual threats to safety in our work zones. For example, it's widely reported that Michigan recently suffered a 100% increase in work zone traffic fatalities.
This is a demonstration
What is not so
of
widely
Flip4Mac.
reported is that none of these fatalities were workers struck by passing vehicles. Clearly, we cannot focus our attention solely on the safety of workers to the detriment of hundreds of thousands of motorists who drive through our work zones every day. In order to better accommodate all of the important safety concerns related to work zone traffic, a collaborative effort among the members of Michigan's Give 'em a Break Safety Coalition developed this year's work zone speed limit guidelines. The members of the coalition
This
include
is a
the
demonstration
Michigan Departments
of Flip4Mac.
Transportation and State Police, Federal Highway Administration, Michigan Infrastructure and Transportation Association, County Road Association of Michigan, and Michigan's road construction labor unions. The primary design for this year will involve a 0 to 10 mile per hour speed limit reduction throughout work zones where a lane reduction exists, and a further reduction to 45 miles per hour only where workers are present.
This is a
The importance of one word in
demonstration
this
of
statement cannot be
Flip4Mac.
overemphasized. That word is where. In order to maintain uniform traffic flow throughout work zones and driver attentiveness to workers, it is crucial that officers only enforce the 45-mile-per-hour speed limits in areas directly adjacent to workers who are in close proximity to passing vehicles. In these areas, the vast majority of drivers naturally and automatically adjust their speeds to approximately 45 miles per hour or
This
less,
is a demonstration
as long as no
of
attempts are
Flip4Mac.
made to artificially suppress their speed where conditions allow for higher, comfortable, and safe travel speeds. Also, it is not appropriate or legal to hold drivers to the 45-mile-per-hour work zone speed limit where the workers are separated from traffic by barrier wall or guardrail. That leaves the question of how best to enforce these new speed limits. In the past, the conventional approach to work zone speed limit enforcement has
This
been
is
to
a
position
demonstration
the patrol
of
vehicle near the
Flip4Mac.
beginning of the work zone to announce the officer presence to passing motorists, and thereby cause drivers to drive slower through the entire length of the zone. This approach fails for two reasons. Number one, drivers quickly learn that the presence of one patrol vehicle at the beginning of a work zone almost always indicates the absence of other patrol vehicles throughout the remainder of the work zone. Number two, this approach has minimal effect on drivers in the
This
absence
is a
of a patrol
demonstration
vehicle.
of
In other
Flip4Mac.
words, if the patrol vehicle isn't present at the beginning of the zone, drivers assume no police presence in the zone and therefore no threat of enforcement. An alternative method of enforcing work zone speed limits is one that creates a deterrence effect by positioning the patrol vehicle downstream from the area adjacent to the workers. This view shows the characteristic setup of an enforcement zone. By positioning the patrol vehicle downstream from or after the workers, the deterrence effect
This is a
created,
demonstration
whereby
of
motorists are
Flip4Mac.
forced to assume that a police officer may be measuring their speeds as they drive adjacent to the workers, even if they don't initially see a patrol vehicle. This positioning provides the ultimate articulable fairness for purposes of a contested traffic citation. If a motorist is speeding within mere feet of a relatively unprotected worker, he or she is likely to be found responsible for a violation. This patrol vehicle placement, when used on a widespread basis across Michigan,
This is a
will instill in
demonstration
motorists
of Flip for
the
Mac.
expectation that a police officer may be monitoring them from a stealthy location as the driver passes by the workers. Therefore, drivers will be attentive to workers in work zones and will reduce their speeds where truly appropriate, directly adjacent to the workers. In summary, do set up your speed monitoring point downstream from the areas where workers are directly adjacent to traffic. And take your speed measurements when the vehicles are directly
This is a
adjacent to those
demonstration
workers.
of Flip for Mac.
Don't attempt to enforce the 45 where workers present speed limits where workers are protected from traffic by guardrail or barrier wall, or in advance of or after the actual areas where workers are in the immediate proximity of passing vehicles. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. With your help this year, we can make Michigan's work zones the safest they've ever been.
This is a demonstration of Flip for Mac.